If you're in the market to upgrade your gaming PC for around 50,000 rupees, then we've got a pretty decent build for you, sponsored by Western Digital. We're looking at something that will get you around 40 to 60 FPS in most video games, and these are the components that we've chosen for this build. The AMD Ryzen 3 3100 is a quad-core processor with multi-threading that gives great performance in gaming. For the graphics card, we are going with the MSI GTX 1650 Super Ventus Edition. This is a mid-range card which complements the CPU quite well. Bringing all of these together is the MSI B450M Pro VDH Max motherboard. We've opted for the B450 chipset since we do not require the features of the B550 or the X570 chipsets. We feel about 8 GB of RAM is the baseline amount of RAM that you need for gaming, and we are using the HyperX 8 GB 3000 MHz DDR4 RAM kit for this build. As Western Digital has sponsored this PC build, we've opted for the WD Blue SN550 NVMe SSD. The SSD can deliver over 4 times the speed of Western Digital's best SATA SSDs with up to 2400 Mbps of read performance and up to 1950 Mbps write performance. The SN550 reduces the overhead time for data to be transferred because there's less time spent waiting. Since WD Blue SN550 shall be our primary storage, we'll be installing our operating system and the most frequently used software on this drive. A superfast NVMe SSD such as the WD Blue SN550 helps the OS, all your games and applications load up super quick for that snappy and responsive user experience. Video games take up a lot of storage space. Some of the latest games take up 175 GB on its own, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. So an optional upgrade would be a nice SATA hard drive such as the WD Blue 1 TB. As per our estimates, the overall power consumption of your system comes to around 300 watts. So we are opting for the Corsair CV450, which gives us plenty of headroom should we want to add more components later on. Since this is an upgrade, we understand that you'll probably want to use your existing monitor and peripherals from your current PC. So we are not counting the monitor and the peripherals in this build. We are going to be installing all of our components into an NZXT Edgefighten Elite chassis, which is known for its modest yet classy aesthetics. Start off by clearing everything within your chassis. Open your chassis by removing both the side panels. You should also remove the front panel if it will make it more convenient for you to install components within the chassis. Remove all the packaging material and any additional accessory boxes that might have come within the box. You'll find all the screws needed for your build within these accessory boxes. Remember to use the right screws so that you don't end up grinding the screw holes. Again, the manual for your chassis will list all the screws and the purpose for which they are to be used. Start off by installing the rear I/O shield. This is often forgotten by a lot of first-time builders, so you should take the I/O shield, align it against the rear and press it into place. Install the power supply next and ensure that the cooling fan of the PSU is not blocked. Follow this up by routing the cables through the rear panel. Remove the motherboard from its packaging and lay it down on the box or on a stable surface. Install the CPU and RAM modules first. Next up, we'll be installing the WD Blue SN550 1TB NVMe PCIe SSD. Before we do that, we need to unscrew the M.2 screw from the motherboard. Now, align the WD SN550 SSD with the M.2 port and plug it in. Place the screw back onto the M.2 port and screw the SSD securely in place. Now, place the motherboard onto the standoffs and screw them in. We've already have the CPU, RAM and SSD installed. All we have to do is plug all the power connectors and the SATA SSDs or hard drives that you have lying around. Next up is the graphics card. Remove the two extension plates in front of the graphics card from the rear of the chassis. Place the graphics card in the first X16 PCIe slot and secure it in place using one or two screws. Then connect the PCIe power connectors. All the cables along the off side of the chassis. A little cable management goes a long way towards ensuring good airflow and making the chassis appear pretty. Speaking of airflow, this is the right time to plug in your cooling fans into your motherboard. Each chassis appears more or less the same, but you should always examine the airflow path properly to ensure that all your components get plenty of air to keep the thermals in check. Your chassis will usually come with a fan or two installed. We prefer to have 3 to 4 cooling fans in a PC. Once that's done, plug your fans into the 4-pin fan headers on your motherboard. The last thing left is to connect the cables for the front panel I/O connectors onto the motherboard. Refer to the chassis manual and the motherboard manual to understand the mating of the connectors. That's it. You've built your first PC. Plug in your keyboard, mouse and monitor, plug in your PSU and switch your PC on. If all goes well, you can switch off the PC and proceed with installing the cooling fans. Close up your PC chassis and you're done with your build. Let's take the newly built PC out for a spin and check what kind of speeds we are getting with the WD Blue SN550 SSD. We'll be using Crystal Disk Mark and Atto to run the benchmarks on the WD Blue SN550 SSD and the WD Blue SATA hard drive. We see that the WD SN550 finished the benchmark with read speeds of 2454 Mbps and write speeds of 2000 Mbps. Compared to the WD Blue SATA hard drive, the SN550 performs 14 times better. Since this is a gaming PC, we couldn't let this video end without showing you some video game benchmarks. We ran Metro Exodus, Need for Speed Heat, Doom Eternal, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds or PUBG, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Dota and FIFA 20. Let's take a look at all the scores again. The lowest we've seen is 46 FPS in Metro Exodus running on the high preset at 1080p resolution. Metro Exodus is a pretty beefy video game and happens to be the only outlier from all the video games we've tested. We managed to get 66 FPS in NFS Heat, 74 FPS in Shadow of the Tomb Raider, 105 FPS in Doom Eternal and PUBG, 111 FPS in Dota 2, and lastly, we saw over 230 FPS in FIFA 20. If you followed our video and built your PC, do remember to take a few selfies and send it over to us. Also, remember to tag us on your Instagram posts and Twitter for your PC builds. Thank you for watching.